Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're back. We're doing a bit of a more fuller live than we normally do. Last live video I did was like 11 minutes, so it was pretty bad. So I want to make sure that we're at least making it up to you guys and doing right by the audience. That's the key. As you can see, I got my Ritz Bits box. Don't need that. Got my notes. We're talking about a little bit of affiliate marketing today, and we're going to talk a little bit about dividend investing, preferably. One thing is, I got about 60 days to get 3 sales for Amazon Associates. It's going to be an interesting challenge. I'm changing up my plan a little bit. Make sure you guys check out the links below. As a disclosure, I am an Amazon Associate. I may earn from qualifying purchases if you click the link below. No extra cost to you. I may get a small commission, so pretty dope. But I do love selling products. I feel like I'm a natural born, well, maybe not natural born, but naturally interested in selling things. I can't say I'm the best person to sell a product. But I really do enjoy affiliate marketing because it does add an added stream of income. And it's just fun to sell products. It's fun to pitch. I've always been interested in sales. One, I was always decent at it. Back in my days of working at JCPenney. Used to be pretty decent at getting people to sign up for credit cards. I was one of the core reasons for the world's collapse. Just kidding. But I got some macaroni and cheese sitting in the oven for the moment. I cooked it, I baked it, but I also decided to kind of let the beef kind of sink in, so I decided to bake the rest of it. It's an interesting choice. You know, I cooked it on the stovetop burner first, and then boom. Then I went from there. But overall, with the affiliate marketing, the whole scheme, sorry, I'm coughing a little bit today, guys. I'm still have a lingering cough. But with the whole affiliate marketing scheme, the way I'm doing it is, I'm putting a lot of the products that I use on the forefront. You know, my studio setup. Really trying to encourage people to check out the links and see if the products are really something that they'd like to purchase. And the more we can encourage people to purchase products, the better. As long as they're products, of course, that they want. I don't want to force anything down anybody's throat. I want people to purchase the things that they truly want. But I do want to try to convince them otherwise. They might, not otherwise, but why they might need it. And I have my whole studio set up in the description of this video. Is what? Oh, I probably shouldn't have the window open because there's a lot of debris flying around outside today. It's pretty crazy. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the channel. We've been really trying to increase the subscriber count. But really, I've been trying to do more videos like this where I'm actually live and, talking to you guys and getting a feel for the audience, feeling up the audience. It's always very fun. I got to admit, I'm a little off my game. It's been a while since I've really gone live at the table on the desk. But I'm going to tell you guys to like, please. Don't forget to like this video. We need more likes, you guys. We need more subscribers. So the more subscribers we get, the better. Overall, we're talking about, I always talk about dividends on this channel and about the great things that dividend payouts bring. And there's a level of compound interest that happens, the dividend snowball effect, which I particularly love. But I think the one thing I like about dividends versus stock buybacks, this is something that is commonly debated between, fairly anti-dividend people and pro-dividend people. The one thing they debate the most is share buybacks versus dividend payouts. I think both is fine. If a company does both, I'm all for it. But here's the problem I have with share buybacks is that, sure, you're taking more of the share, you're buying the shares out of circulation, and you're making it to where there's less shares, so there's more rarity. right? So you're increasing the value of the shareholder presence. However, it's still not a realized gain at the end of the day for the shareholder. A dividend, though, is a realized payout. This is one of the reasons why I prefer a dividend over a share buyback. Now, don't get me wrong. If I own Amazon and they're doing share buybacks and they don't pay a dividend, I'm not complaining. Amazon is a fantastic company, and if I want to make money off of it, there are other ways to do so. Hell, they even have Amazon covered call ETFs, or I could do an Amazon covered call strategy, but I wouldn't want to do that. There are other ways, though, to make money off of your positions for certain individual stocks. Not a ton, but there are ways. Technically, if your brokerage allows it, you can actually lend. You can lend out some of your shares like a bank would lend out money, right? So if your brokerage allows this, and I don't recommend this, but it is a possibility. If you want to make some form of interest off of the shares that you own and you know you're going to get it back because you're lending it out through the brokerage, then you might be able to make a little bit of extra money. It's like almost getting like a dividend, but not at all. So if I lent out, like let's say I had a share of Amazon, I wanted to lend it out through whatever brokerage account I wanted to, and then I get, I don't know, 3% annual yield interest for just lending it out to whoever. There are risks involved in lending stocks out, by the way. Don't get me wrong, there's risks in everything. But it's a way for you to make a little bit of money on the companies that don't pay out a dividend, right? But yeah, it's an easy way to make a little bit of extra money off the. Yeah, it's a way to make a little extra money off of any companies that you have that don't pay a dividend. So you can maybe lend out some of those shares. Maybe you got Amazon shares. Maybe you got no, Meta. I think Meta doesn't pay a dividend. I can't remember, but any companies that you may have that are great but don't pay a dividend, you can technically lend out those shares and get some interest back on it. So it just depends. So it could be a win-win situation. It could not be. But, I'm still first and foremost a dividend-focused investor. If they don't pay a dividend, first I look into why. But if they have positive cash flow, I'm not going to complain about their no dividend policy. If they do share buybacks, okay, maybe I'll sell the company at a later date. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll wait it out. Maybe I'll hold it for 10 years and then maybe sell it for some companies that do pay a dividend. I don't know. Oh, hold on. But yeah, no, there's always going to be a company that doesn't pay a dividend. Now, the good ones, in my opinion, I think the best ones do pay a dividend, and that's just my opinion, not financial advice by any means. Always talk to a financial advisor. But look, I'm always the first to say if the company pays a dividend, it's not always a good thing either. There are dividend traps. One of the reasons I love investing into international companies through international ETFs is the sole fact that the companies that are held, a lot of international companies actually pay their shareholders dividend payouts. And the reason they do that is, one, it's incentive to keep the person invested, to keep them holding on to the shares. Two, these companies may have the cash flow to be able to do it. So in a lot of ways, whenever I invest in international stock ETFs that contain thousands upon thousands of international companies, I'm getting kind of a growing yield off of that as well, getting growing dividends over time as well. So it's a win-win situation. I love investing in international companies because I'm pretty heavily invested in U.S. companies for the most part. I have a lot of S&P 500 companies that sit in my portfolio, but I also have a lot of S&P 500 index ETFs as well. Um, but my main focus at the end of the day is always going to be, and sorry guys, it's a little hot in here, so I'm sweating up a storm a bit. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm always focused on, you know, can I receive a dividend from this investment? Can I get some sort of return without having to sell it? And the goal at the end of the day is to have a portfolio that I never really have to sell. Now, 20% of it is actively traded, mind you, but the rest of it, and that's only like 2 ETFs, by the way, that's the BIDI and the SBIT. Those two are actively traded. That's literally 20% of the portfolio. 80% of it is literally at least one plus shares, basically one or more shares of any individual or exchange traded fund stock. So I collect individual stocks, I collect index based ETFs. I even collect other types of ETFs like derivative income ones, like ones that do covered call options and stuff. But I have a lot. They're mainly index ETFs that I hold on to. I hold on to pretty much everything. Bond ETFs, commodities ETFs. I want to make sure I'm exposed to every asset class possible too. So as long as I'm exposed internationally, domestically, as long as I'm in every asset class, it doesn't really matter how my portfolio is weighted because I don't really care. To me, I don't care. That's just kind of the way that I've engineered my portfolio. Hope that makes sense to some degree. But yeah, give the video, give this live stream a like, you guys. Any likes we get, the better. Really trying to do the best we can here. Okay, anyway, let's continue on. So overall, you know, what it boils down to is, you know, index ETFs, they're my favorite overall. I love the ones that have S&P 500 companies in them. I like the Russell 2000 index ETF as well. Those are pretty nice, but overall, I really just focus on having the entire U.S. market and as much of the international market as I could get my grubby paws on, right? There's a lot of international companies out there, and you're missing out on a boatload of them if you're not involved in international stock ETFs, because it's a pain in the rump to get a hold of international companies through traditional means on an individual basis. The easiest way to do it is get an exchange traded fund, buy that exchange traded fund, because that fund is holding all those international companies that you want exposure to. So keep that in mind. Not financial advice, not financial advice. Just I do my thing. I do it well. I'm probably going to be doing a vertical live here in just a few moments. I'm thinking about it. Crazy. But doing what I can here. Doing what I can. I gotta be a better man. I realize I need to put a few tags on this here. But yeah, back to the affiliate marketing though with Amazon Associates. Having a really good time with it. I think the best part about Amazon Associates is the wide product pipeline of products I could promote. I mean, I promote just about every product I own in this household, from the Yeti microphone to my computer to my Netgear router, for God's sakes, to the camera that you're viewing me on. all of those are listed in the description in the links below. Yeah. I love it, man. I love earning from these qualifying purchases. Because if you click the link and make a purchase, I may receive a small commission at no extra cost to you. And it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Got to do what I gotta do. Give me a moment, folks. This will take a few more seconds. Okay, got the tags on here. Cool. Yeah. So with Amazon Associates, I will say the one thing I've noticed about it is you can put the links pretty much on just about any social media. I primarily put all my links on my realgarza.com or the YouTube channel, one or the other. And if there's one frustration that I have with it, my main frustration overall has to be it seems like the conversion just doesn't work. People will click on the links, and I'm doing pretty much everything right. I've followed a lot of the rules, and maybe I'm copying too many people who are not very good at it. I don't know. But I've been copying, and the old saying goes, the best artists steal, and sometimes you have to mimic, emulate, copy what people are doing. And if they look like they're successful, if they seem like they're getting the results, sometimes they're worth copying. But so far, it hasn't really worked out in my favor. I really do want to be successful in the Amazon Associate program. I really do, like, to no end. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to do the best I can and keep promoting more products. Talk about the things that I know well. And the things that I know well, I'm a great investor. I will say I have a lot to learn when it comes to affiliate marketing, though, when it comes to improving that. So it's something I'm trying to get better at. And affiliate marketing's been a bit of a roller coaster, to be honest, but I'm still giving it my best effort. One thing I will say is I love emerging markets. So I do like to buy a lot of the emerging market ETFs that exist out there because the returns on those are very sexy. Sometimes they are. Like, it depends on, like, what type of companies exist. And they're all international companies for the most part because that's why it's an emerging market. So it's usually like, maybe a certain country that's, got resources is finally becoming more well known for those resources, that sort of thing. Plenty of things. Losing my train of thought a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But, let's see. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been live, doing these live videos, so getting on the microphone again and doing these types of videos is honestly, it's an honor and a privilege, no matter what. And it's fun to do it in front of you guys. But yeah, with affiliate marketing, a lot of it just kind of, especially with Amazon Associates, they have so many products, and all the products they have, I own personally. The mouse, the keyboard, the microphone that I'm using right now, the camera that I'm using to film myself. All of those are on Amazon. All of those I have links in the description below, and it gives me a huge advantage because if people click those links and they make a purchase, I make money. I make commission at least. So, but I really want to try my best to have more of a presence in the selling community. I really do enjoy selling products, and I ain't gonna lie, I enjoy pitching products as well. It's just something that's very fun to me. And I'm sorry if I'm a little bit off today, you guys. I'm doing the best I can. Not exactly a lot. I may have to go back to doing vertical lives. You know, the horizontal ones, as much as I like these ones, they're just not getting the viewership that they used to. You know what I mean? And it sucks because I really would like to get more viewership at least. And sometimes you have to admit maybe you're just bad at it. It's possible. Oh, I see people are finally viewing. Took a second. I don't know if it's because I finally put tags on there or not, or monetized it or something. It's one or the other. But yeah, make sure you guys like the video, though. The more likes we have on these types of videos, the better. It really pushes it out to the rest of the algorithm, so anybody who's watching live videos can see this product and talk about it and do their thing. And but yeah, it's a process, man. It's been very stressful doing the affiliate marketing, just because getting the 3 qualifying sales for Amazon, it's interesting. It's raises the blood pressure a little bit. Try not to. Um, it sucks because I'm getting the clicks, but I'm not getting the conversions, and I'm trying to kind of figure out where that works. How do I get past some of the conversion lull that I'm having? And it'll come in time. It'll come in time. I think the thing is, I just got to keep promoting things that I use every day and be honest about those things that I promote, and I am, and it'll all kind of fall in my lap, hopefully. Maybe one of these days. But overall, I was thinking about more along the lines of dividend income. And are dividends taxed? Yes, they are, but they're not taxed at a very high rate, which is why wonder why sometimes people like my boy Strongman Personal Finance are so against. I wouldn't say against, but really don't focus on a dividend payout. Now, look, I'm not saying go get covered call ETFs or anything. I'm not gonna tell you to pollute your portfolio with all those. I think they're good to have in the portfolio, but not many. You don't need that many. But I think it's good to have them as kind of a buffer, especially if you own a lot of different indices through the different ETFs that exist. It's a thought. I will say the one thing I hate about covered call ETFs, though, is the expense ratio is very high on those. So you do have to kind of pick your poison a little bit with it. That's why I don't, well, like I said, that's why I don't litter my portfolio with covered call ETFs. There's no point in littering my portfolio with those. I think they're good to have, but I don't think that they should be they should be maybe at most, I think 10% is even kind of going a little bit on the haywire scale. 10% of your portfolio being covered call ETFs or less, I think is appropriate. Some people would disagree with me on that, and absolutely they should, because I think even 10% is a little high. Talk to a financial advisor, though. But, I've got an okay amount of covered call ETFs sitting in my portfolio just because it gives me some good monthly income. Also, during bear markets, I will say that covered call dividend income is very sexy. So it's really a win-win situation in my book. So I'm, like I said, huge fan of the covered call ETFs, man. I can't help it. But overall, man, international ETFs, I think, is where it's at for the most part. Because with U.S. stocks, if you live in the U.S., you could buy the U.S. stocks individually if you really want to. That's the way I prefer to do it. But I also do, oddly enough, own U.S. stock index ETFs. I'm not against that either. The reason I own a lot of international ETFs, though, international stock ETFs, is because, like I said, it's very difficult to get a hold of a lot of the different international companies out there. Whether it's China, whether it's France, Britain, you name it, whether it's a lot of those countries. Getting a hold of some of those companies from those countries can be a real pain in the rump. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. Now, I may be going live on not StreamYard, but Streamlabs here in a few, doing a few vertical lives at least. Just because the horizontal ones, they just sadly are not getting the viewership that I would prefer. It's unfortunate. It does happen, though. But we do the best we can on this show. We do the best we can. So I think doing more live videos vertically, at least, I think will be a good thing. It's one of the reasons we got a lot of watch time hours and a lot of subscribers over the time in the last year. So it's been one of the bigger pushes. So the big goal is to up the subscriber count to the best of my ability. And we'll just go from there. So I'll probably end up planning on doing a vertical live here in a bit. But I do need to eat some food, for God's sakes. I'm a hungry man. And this is going to be a short live, but I do want to thank you guys for taking the time to view. And we'll see you on the next episode. I'll try to do vertical live here pretty soon. Later, guys.